Here is an expanded, approximately 1,200-word version of the paraphrased summary and analysis of Grey's Anatomy, Season 22, Episode 7. Spoiler alert. This article contains major spoilers from Grey's Anatomy, Season 22, Episode 7. Grey's Anatomy returned with a gripping and emotionally charged winter premiere that revisited one of the most intense cliffhangers in recent seasons: the critical condition of Dr. Jo Wilson and the overwhelming challenges faced by her husband, Dr. Atticus Link Lincoln. In Episode 7, titled Skyfall, viewers were plunged into the immediate aftermath of the mid-season finale's dramatic events, following the tense emergency C-section performed on Jo's twins after her heart gave out during surgery. This episode not only showcased the life-and-death medical drama fans expect but also offered a deeply personal look at Link's emotional turmoil as he struggled to balance hope, fear, and responsibility for his newborn daughters and his wife's uncertain fate. The episode picked up precisely where the last left off. Winston, played by Anthony Hill, was tasked with performing a high-stakes emergency C-section on Jo, whose heart failed while the babies were still in utero. The procedure was fraught with tension, but ultimately succeeded, giving the twins a fighting chance. However, the emotional weight of the situation shifted immediately to Link, Chris Carmack, who found himself thrust into the difficult role of making critical decisions about the care of the fragile newborns, while also desperately hoping that Jo would wake up from her critical condition. Chris Carmack, who has portrayed Link since 2018, described Skyfall as one of the most emotional pieces of television he has ever been part of. The episode marked a significant moment in Link's storyline, which has been characterized by a series of escalating challenges throughout Season 22. Carmack called this arc a gift, noting how it allowed him to explore a deeper, more complex side of a character who had previously been known for his generally upbeat and enthusiastic personality. Link's trajectory this season has been shaped by trauma and recovery. He barely survived the devastating hospital explosion that concluded Season 21, and since then he has been sidelined from the operating room, grappling with the physical and psychological aftermath of his injuries. Carmack reflected on the emotional toll this storyline has taken on his character, describing it as a one-two punch. Just as Link was beginning to feel like himself again, he was confronted with new heartbreaking challenges involving his wife and their premature twins. Initially, Carmack was uncertain where this storyline would lead, but showrunner Meg Marinis reassured him that the narrative was thoughtfully crafted and would pay off in a powerful way. This careful storytelling is evident in the way the episode unfolds, gradually revealing the depth of Link's emotional journey and the stakes involved for his family. Throughout Skyfall, Link is pushed to his breaking point. The episode features several impactful interactions, including poignant scenes with Teddy in the NICU and a deeply emotional encounter with Richard in the hospital chapel. Richard, who recently revealed to Bailey that he has been diagnosed with prostate cancer, is also dealing with his own demons, adding a parallel layer of emotional complexity to the episode. Despite the intensity and darkness of the storyline, the episode ends on a hopeful note. The twins show signs of improvement, highlighted by a heartwarming moment in the NICU where the doctors celebrate "she peed," a small but significant milestone indicating the babies are stabilizing. The episode's final shot brings a surge of relief and optimism as Jo's eyes flutter open, signaling the beginning of her recovery. In an exclusive interview, Carmack shared his thoughts on the episode's biggest moments and the emotional roller coaster his character endures. When asked about the challenge of juggling Link's responsibilities as a new father and a husband in crisis, Carmack praised the show's writing team for their careful and authentic approach. He emphasized that the writers have been exceptional in developing this storyline, allowing him to explore layers of vulnerability and resilience in Link that had not been fully realized before. Carmack described how the actors and crew worked together to bring the emotional scenes to life, particularly highlighting a key moment in the chapel where Link grapples with his faith, hope, and overwhelming feelings of helplessness. Directed by Allison Liddy Brown, the scene was filmed with a sense of reverence and intensity, aided by the ambient light streaming through the chapel's stained glass windows and a supportive, focused crew. This chapel scene serves as a pivotal moment for Link, encapsulating his internal struggle as he seeks answers and strength amid the chaos of his family's crisis. Richard's presence offers a moment of connection and understanding, reinforcing the theme of support and solidarity among the hospital staff during difficult times. Carmack also reflected on the lighter moments in the episode, acknowledging that despite the heavy subject matter, there are brief instances of joy and relief that provide emotional balance. The culmination of the episode, where Jo awakens, was another powerful and emotional milestone. This moment captures Link's vulnerability, his fear of loss, his longing for connection, and his reliance on Joe as the anchor of his life. Link's feelings of powerlessness are underscored throughout the episode. His physical injuries limit his ability to act, and his emotional state leaves him feeling paralyzed. He is caught in a liminal space, unable to help directly but desperately wanting to support his family. His search for a higher power and his wrestling with faith add depth to his character's arc, portraying a man struggling to find meaning and hope amid uncertainty. Looking ahead, Carmack teased that the storyline will continue to explore the challenges faced by Link, Joe, and their newborn daughters. The immediate focus will be on Joe's recovery and the baby's health, but the emotional and psychological repercussions of their ordeal will also play a significant role. Link, in particular, will need to process not only the trauma of the hospital explosion but also the intense experience of watching his wife and children fight for survival. The actor described this season as an opportunity to reveal a new, darker side of Link's personality, a contrast to his usual upbeat and lighthearted demeanor. While Link has traditionally been portrayed as a fun-loving, sports enthusiast who enjoys humor and music, this season has required him to confront deeper, more unresolved emotions. Carmack appreciates the complexity this adds to the character, noting that beneath even the most cheerful personas, there are often hidden struggles that people avoid exploring until circumstances force them to. Despite the heavy themes, Carmack emphasized that there will still be moments of levity and joy for Link and his family. The show's ability to balance light and dark elements is one of its strengths, allowing the audience to connect with the characters in a more nuanced way. This blend of emotional depth and occasional humor makes the story more relatable and impactful, making this one of the most memorable and moving episodes in recent memory.